Welcome in, children. Get ready to be bored, dulled, and excited beyond belief for the next 90 minutes as we take you on a journey through this month's subject of potatoes, tea, and beavers' ass. Yes, that's right. It's the time of the month. It's the time to get excited. It is 3 cups of chaos.
You know what? I've not actually thought about how these are actually introduced. God, there's going to be so much editing required on this. Because obviously it's meant to start, isn't it? It's just meant to feel like this. This is the thing, and this is what we do, and then you.
Are we going to be able to introduce it without laughing?
Well, yeah. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is it. This is it. Welcome to 3 Cups of Chaos, guys. I'm Brendon, and Laura's over there, but you can't see her because you're listening and there's no video. Say hi, Laura.
Oh, actually legit crying. Not even...
So, 3 Cups of Chaos is, I don't know, it's making dual
Chaotic
subjects
already.
interesting. Yeah, it's chaos, it's
The cups are all broken.
God. And we've lost a cup. Aiden's no longer with us, so we've 3 Cups of Chaos and there's only 2. We're off to a fantastic start. It's just taken us 11 minutes to actually start this thing. So, this is going to be fantastic. So I think the idea was the person that wins out of the listener, I would say viewer though, but nobody's ever going to see this, potentially. But the listener vote is the person that's like the winner of the last one is meant to like introduce and say hello, but there was no chance of anything. So yeah, so technically this is now the introduction. Welcome guys, sit down, shut up, off we go.
Actual legit tears in my eyes, man. Sorry, I've got my trusty cup of tea. We're good.
How are you, Laura, anyway? And I know we've already had a conversation about being hot and sweaty.
I'm more hot and sweaty now than I was 5 minutes ago. No, it's just like, it just does not suit me cool down. I'm good though. I'm all geeked out for the day.
God,
Oh,
this is going to descend into chaos, ain't it? I'm already.
but that's the whole point.
Yeah, it is. I'm already hot and sweaty myself.
Yeah, it's very warm. It's like really warm up here. It's unusually warm for me in Scotland. This is like July time weather.
You know, I came to Wales, and everyone said when I go to Wales, "Oh, it rains all the time." I've been here since February. We've had about 2 days of rain.
Do you know, I would say that we've had less rain since Christmas this year already than we did last year. Because I swear it's only rained maybe 3 or 4 days since Christmas. It's been cold, but it's not been wet. Like,
Well,
it's quite scary.
in my ranges of researching dull subjects, I've got the first dull fact of the day. The reason that we've got so much warm, hot weather is to do with high pressure. And then it's going. Like, after next week, it's going. And I looked at the long-range forecast, and for here, after next week, it is literally thunderstorms and downpours for the next month. And that's it.
The highlight of my year is the thunderstorms. I'll have them all, thank you.
Send them your way. Send them on a
Do I
trip.
know a really randomly strange fact about me, Brendon?
You're not really a woman.
Well, I mean, that's up for debate, you know. Been questioned many a time. But I actually have a higher in geography. So I am like a weather woman.
We need to change it. Can we have a halftime show where you discuss the weather?
Well, it's fucking hot. Tomorrow it's going to be fucking hot too.
just have a little latch outside your roof and just like pop your head out. It's like, yeah, it's sunny today.
I take the kids all outside when the thunderstorms are coming and show them how the thunderstorms coming. And they just sit there and they're like, okay, Mum. I'm like, but you can't see it. No. Like, I can see it. But yeah, I got a higher in geography. Like, I actually passed it too.
I love it that you put that in there. You're like, I actually passed it too.
I
As if you
actually
were
passed it too.
you were surprised as anybody else. They sent you the certificate and you were just like, fuck off. You're having a laugh.
No, honestly, because I was the kind of person that used to take fart machines into the classroom, put them under the teacher's desk. So yeah, it was. I did pass it. Walked out of there with that higher.
You know what? That reminds me so much. Not the fart machine of them. There's no relation to that. But it's just like, what was it? It was just it was something along the lines of like you've got like a stone on a thing or like a piece of string, and it's how to determine the weather. It's like if stone is moving, it's windy. If stone is red, it's raining. If stone is gone, it's a hurricane.
Yes. Yeah, that's the kind of situation. But no, I like weather things. I like it when it's thundering. I will literally go outside and lie down in the road. Thunder and lightning. And my neighbours are just like that. So, is she all right? It's like last night because it was full moon and it was fabulous. And I was doing my witchy stuff, making moon water. And I put stats on my Facebook saying, just to let anybody know, I am okay. I am just outside doing weird stuff under the full moon. Just in case anybody's worried. I'm fine.
You know what? You always think, don't you? You always think, what do other people think of you? Because I'm like, for where I am now, I'm the guy that has a mug as I walk to work. Like literally, I make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee on the way to work, and it's like a porcelain mug, and I walk down the street, like main street, walking to work with a mug in hand. It's like morning, and I wonder if I've started to get that.
My neighbours are like, here comes the thunder. Shit, she's outside, isn't she? She's outside. It's not even here yet. She's outside. Yeah, that's me. Hi. No, I like freaking my neighbours out. My kid still won't let me wear a witch's hat to the shop though. She's a fucking party pooper.
Don't tell her. Make sure she doesn't listen to this.
Oh, Brendon, she would like mug me for my own keys just so she could go home if I wore my witch's hat to the shop.
So if Laura's missing in a month's time.
Yeah, I wore my witch's hat outside and my 12-year-old clocked it. She was not happy. I'm buried somewhere because she knows how to do that too.
Oh, God. Did she get, what was it, like crime forensics or something?
She's into that crimey, wavy, weirdy horror side.
Yeah, but
like
did you pass her qualifications with fart machines under teachers' desks?
No, because she doesn't like school. She's homeschooled. I mean, if she could, she would. She'd put the fart machine under my sofa and wait till I was live and then set it off.
5 a.m. in the morning. What's that noise?
And I can't shout because they're all sleeping. Who the fuck put that in here? Yeah. She would. I mean, sometimes it's thinking it's not worth the payback that I would get off of her because she is my child. So I taught her everything she knows.
Is that concerning?
Yes.
I've always, what was it? One of me and my friends, remember, we're like 16 years old, doing 16-year-old things. So we're both boys, so you can imagine the kind of thought processes that we have. And we had a handshake deal that we were both going to grow up and create as many offspring as possible and have a massive war and fight between each other. Meet up in a field and literally just have a battle, and all of our minions can just like go to battle with each other. I've not spoken to him for about 10 years. I hope he hasn't already like started. He could have like, I don't know, like turned
It's probably not like 50, Brendon. There's 50. Yeah.
just me on my own with my battle trumpet.
Here lies Brendon. Trampled to death.
Oh God! Oh, I need to go on the top of a mountain just so I can reenact, just so I can light the beacons and get the Gondor calls for aid.
He was brave. He fought hard. With his potato.
Lord. Yeah, no, but I forgot that's what we're meant to be doing, isn't it?
Yeah,
hello,
with the
everybody.
potato.
Everybody, hello. It's Three Cups for Chaos, and we're meant to talk about dull subjects, and we are now...
We're talking about interesting stuff that is fun.
Yes.
Sorry, we were going to shit all your day by here.
Yeah.
Talking about what we're supposed to talk about.
So, if anybody's never come in here before, I mean, like 20 episodes, obviously we're being very optimistic and basically saying, yeah, this will be a thing into like years in time. It might just be like this episode, and then we'll be like, nah, I can't be asked anymore. But if we are here in the future and you don't know what's going on, we sit here.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we we are. We talk about random subjects and try and make them interesting. And we have a subject each that we're meant to go away and research. By the sounds of it, Laura's done more research than me because I did about 20 minutes on mine and then found a story. And I was like, this is a fantastic story. And then next thing you know, I'm like 17 hours into YouTube videos and.
Well, see, I didn't fall onto YouTube, so I'm good. But I did fall down the tea hole. Oh my God, that sounded so wrong. Playing golf now.
Oh, 40 love. No, that's tennis, ain't it? Oh God. So do you want to flip a coin or something to decide on who's?
Have you got a coin? Because I don't own coins.
No. What have I got? What can we do?
We're all digital these days, man.
Oh no. Okay, so digital flip a coin. Digital coin flip. Okay, you can't see this, but I can see it. Oh, it's flipping. Wait, no. It's heads. It's heads. Do you want heads or tails?
I usually pick tail.
Well, it's heads.
The floor is yours, Brendon.
Oh, God. Right,
Tell us about the taters.
Yeah, so I've got potatoes. Laura, tell everybody what you've got. At least so we can anticipate of how chaotic.
Well, we're going to have some mash, and then we're going to have a cup of tea. See what
Okay,
I can do.
brilliant. They both go together. I wonder. No, right. Okay. Before we start, I now need to know this. Potatoes. Tea. Is there a potato tea?
Oh, don't.
No, this is the thing. Potato tea.
There's not a potato tea. There's a raspberry leaf tea.
I'll have you know, according to a search engine, potato tea is typically refers to boiling potatoes in brewed tea and then seasoning them or using potato peels in water and creating nutrient-rich tea. It is not a traditional tea beverage in the sense of brewing tea leaves in water, but rather a method of infusing potatoes with tea flavour. Oh, so you put potato tea together? Well, there we are. Look me sideways. I've now learned something. That wasn't any of the facts that I'd actually.
That was just like the most random selectication of topics. Now we've got potato tea.
Yeah. No, so I looked over at loads of like random facts about potatoes and realised that in theory it is a very, very dull and boring subject. And there's not much that goes on with potatoes. I mean, when you say potatoes and you talk about me and my people and being the Irish thing, then everybody's just like obviously potato and about the potato famine of like the 1800s, which is an interesting story in itself. Mm-hmm. But essentially, when you look at like your top 5 facts for potatoes, the first one is apparently there's 4,000 different varieties of potatoes around the world. I don't know how you go about that. Apparently, one of them's called the Laura potato as well.
Oh my God, we've got to find it and plant it and grow it and eat me.
Apparently, it's one of the 14 main potatoes around the planet.
Oh,
You're a main potato. Fact number 2 is in 1995 it became the first potato, it became the first thing grown in space successfully.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Space potato. That's where I got that from. You are a space potato.
I wonder if it's got any connection to Sputnik, because obviously that was like the Russian thing. Do you think that was the ultimate goal of it?
Maybe he wanted to like conquer the moon with potatoes.
Cultivate the moon with potatoes.
Have a spud army.
Fact number 3 was apparently it's big on like classic folk medicine. But then what I found out was when I was talking about it at work, because they were asking me what I was doing today, and I was like, I'm talking about potatoes. We have some Polish people that work at work, and one of the assistants that work with us is a Polish guy that's like in his 40s stroke 50s, and he was saying to me, in Poland, if you ever wanted to have like a day off school, you would grate potatoes and eat it, and it would raise your temperature. And then when you go to your doctor or go to your mum, you'd have a really, really high temperature. If you eat enough of it, and you'd feel unwell, so then you could get the day off school. Apparently that's what they used to do. I don't know if they still do it now, but that's apparently what they used to do to skive off things. Obviously, I'm not going to endorse this idea for anybody listening.
Maybe that's why when we were growing up as kids, we were always told never to eat raw potato.
Well, there's that. I mean, the green potatoes, they generally are not good for you because they will make you severely
well. Yeah.
Uh,
So we were always taught not to eat raw potatoes and also the green taters. So even now, like I'm 37 and I still pick crisps out of the packet. Chips, if you're American, sorry, you've got to
Yeah.
diversify. If you pick out a potato chip, and it's got a green bit on it, it goes in the bin. Like we don't, or we bite around it and put the green bit in the bin. We don't waste chips. But yeah, that's makes sense. That's cool. That do not eat potatoes to Sky School.
No, don't eat potato. I mean, the guy is not necessarily 100% switched on. And I'm pretty sure one of his arms doesn't function correctly. So I don't know.
That's probably why.
Well, no, because Polish are hardish folk, aren't they? They don't give a fuck about anything.
They might handle a lot more raw potato than us Brits, right? So just don't eat raw potatoes.
Whereas they have like 25 kilos in a sitting. We'd have like 100 grams and we'd be gone.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, no, but that's it. So this is like, I know this is like not an interesting fact, but it is an interesting fact. When you figure out like all the vegetables and all the foods and stuff around the world, potatoes are one of the only ones that have a single place of origin. Like it's from one thing. It's not being crossbred with several other things. It's not part of like a bigger family. It is its own thing. Potatoes are potatoes, and that's it. It is brilliant.
I like that. I do. I like that. I've always had a thing for potatoes.
Oh, and then the last one I can't see, and I forgot the name of it. But there's a potato theme park.
Really?
Oh God, someone's going to shout at me now because they sent it across, and I've completely.
So if you look in my sub stickers, there are several potatoes in my sub stickers, and they've been there since I started TikTok. Because obviously my granddaughter I call her Tato. It's just been like a thing for the whole entirety of my life with people being called potatoes.
That's it. I found it. I did so well. So in Northern Ireland, there's a Tato. So they don't call it potato. They call it Tato Castle Factory. Apparently they used to make potatoes there for a brand of crisps. But they don't anymore. And within this castle and grounds and stuff like that, there is like a whole theme park, and there is a potato mascot as well. That's called Tato. And apparently it's a whole thing. It's like a tourist attraction that you can go and pay, and there's things there might be rides, and I don't know, maybe like a fireworks display night at like New Year's, and Mickey Mouse makes a guest appearance and stuff like that. But yeah, that's essentially.
That sounds like a fun holiday, not gonna lie.
Oh God. Where's the website? There's no website. How can I not? Oh, Tato Tours, home. Come and see Tato crisps and snacks are made. Yeah, but what's the? I want to know. Now I'm invested. I want to know. You are visiting a working factory. You ask that you follow the simple health and safety rules before arriving to the famous Tato Castle.
There's a Tato Castle?
Yeah, no, that's what it says. Tato Castle, because it's I don't know. I was told that it's a theme park, but surely when you see theme park, you're like, okay, hook a duck kind of thing. It says at the top, it's got like categories, it's got like home, school visits, group visits, FAQs, gift cards. What's
If you get a gift card for a potato factory,
yeah?
we've got to go to the potato factory.
Looking to give the crisp lover in your life the perfect present? There you are. Why not purchase a gift card? Our vouchers can be customized to any group size and are redeemable on any public tour within the next year. So if you don't go in the next year, screwed. It's got an expiry date.
Oh my God. Well, crisps having potatoes having an expiry date makes them.
I want to find out. Oh, so it's just a tour.
Oh.
Where's the theme park?
Yeah, we want a potato theme park now. Come on, Ireland, spit it out.
Come on. Surely there's got to be a theme park. I don't know.
They can have a Peppa Pig theme park.
So it's the theme park's not called Tato. The theme park's not called Tato Park as it was once. It's called Emerald Park, and it's still established as like the potato place. And from the looks of things, the potato mascot still roams around. I don't know what he does, but he roams around the theme park.
I've been roaming around.
Roams around and steals small children that ran away from their parents. And then the small children are then inputted into the potato crisps.
Yes, they're now working in the factory.
like Oompa Loompas. Oh, fantastic.
Charlie in the chocolate factory, Charlie in the chip factory.
So that's like the big 5 facts that the 5 facts that the internet gives you when you say, tell me something interesting about potatoes. So then I was just like, well, I need something more than that. I found like the story of like island potatoes. Like this was one of the first like history lessons that I ever had that I found like really, really interesting. Obviously it's directed like obviously at potatoes because potatoes is like the subject. But obviously you had Ireland, and Ireland wasn't always the potato country. It wasn't like known as the place of potato. Even now, it's like it's not even like within the top 6 of potato producers around the world. You have to think like Eastern European countries and sort of like places out like mid sort of like Asia. But essentially, what happened was potatoes were always a good source of nutrients.
Yeah.
And they were essentially taken to Ireland and basically said, this is a new crop that you can grow. It's versatile. It grows in 90% of all the weathers around the world. Whatever you throw it, it'll still carry on growing. And the lifespan of from when you plant it to when it's ready to be cropped, essentially, is very, very short. So it's a very, very quick thing. It'll feed a lot of people, and it's obviously very, very filling. They gave this to the Irish people. So this is under the British Empire rule back in the day of the 1800s. And all was going absolutely fantastically. And everybody literally just switched to potatoes. It was just like, it was like 90% of the whole like country's like eating habits. And then towards the latter part of the 1800s, then there was this like disease or like fungus that then started damaging the potato crops. And it was like widespread. And it just like killed off all the main crops of potatoes, and literally like crops were failing. And then they'd obviously then have to rip up the ground and then plant some new crops and hope that the crops didn't fail. And then you then like go like through this 10-year period of when this is happening, and the Irish population is like starting to get really deprived, and essentially go into the British government and basically say, we are really, really struggling here. And the British government, in the classic sense, was just like, no, you're lying. You'll be fine. Just keep going. And literally, the British government was just like, no, you're over-exaggerating it. And then this carried on. This was like still going like year after year. And the person that was like in charge of like making sure that Ireland stays prosperous and people sort of go forward. Because literally, like landlords were like kicking people out of their homes because they didn't have enough money, and like people were just taking any job that they could, because with the farming and agriculture being one of the main exports for Ireland at the time, it's kind of like everyone was really struggling. And then landlords were then kicking people out, but then landlords were having nobody like to move in, so then they weren't making any money, but then people were getting angry at the landlords and angry at landowners. So then there was like pretty much like full on massacres. So it's like, if you were a landlord, you kind of like, you kept that quiet and you didn't tell anybody that you owned any land and stuff like that. But then what actually happened, and I find this all like completely bizarre. Through all of this, there was like an American newspaper writer that went over to like Southern Ireland and essentially started interviewing people and saw like how deprived and how desperate some of the people were. That went back to America and publicised this paper. That then kind of like sort of woke up the British government, but they still kind of said, "Oh, blah blah, it's manipulated." But at the time, when you think about like the late, well, it's like mid to late 1800s, the slave trade in America, the slaves themselves then started donating to the Irish people money and essentially charity support. So it's kind of like, you know, it's bad when slaves in America are trying to do charitable donation to other people because the situation is that bad. But then I think one of the positive things that came out of that, because once Ireland had kind of like sorted themselves out, they kind of said, well, we don't want anybody else to feel this situation. And pretty much since then, after the two world wars, they became like the world leader in charitable donations around the world, of like giving food to other people and making sure people or like civilizations don't get into like that same kind of like situation that they did. And I thought, it's kind of like, when I first heard that, I thought, wow, that's impressive. That's absolutely just like a fantastic piece of history that sort of like cultivates why the Irish people, no matter what when it's kind of like everybody like says about like all the great conquerors and invaders of like history. It's like the Irish people have been invaded by everybody. It's just kind of like whoever it is around the world, they've seen Ireland, just be like, yeah, we're taking you. And the Irish people, they're just like, yeah, all right, coming in. Yeah, make yourself a head. You plant your flag there. And it's just kind of like, I love it. Whenever I've gone over there, it's just like, it's brilliant. You just know that if you walk in a pub or you walk in just like a local like community centre, by the time you've left it, you know everybody's names. And you've already been invited around to tea for everybody's house. It's just brilliant. And like I say, just like, it doesn't matter what you throw at them. They're just like, nah, try harder. We've had it worse.
Exactly. No, it's funny, they don't teach that in school.
Well, no, because I suppose
they don't teach that in school. Like,
well, you have to remember when we think about where we are. I mean, I don't know whether it's different like over in different European countries or over in the States, but obviously, when you grow up in this area, obviously it's the British government. So why would they want to promote a story that shows that they weren't listening to something that was happening just over a small bridge of water? Basically, of them saying, "Nah, it's not true. It's not happening." They're over exaggerating it for like 7 years.
Baffling, isn't it?
It is.
It's. We've just got a little bit of potato information, a little bit of random history that you maybe didn't know before.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then to tie it all off, I found this, and I thought this was. I mean, this is from Reddit, so obviously it is the place for all the best stories and best.
I steer clear of Reddit.
I mean, it's about 10 years old now, but it's still like a legendary story on Reddit. Because essentially, I was looking for like stories about potatoes. Obviously, the Irish story that sort of like came up, and then this one came up. There was like it's captionalized of. What I never understand that, but essentially this person has enraged the parents of his girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is. And the story is like this. So, is this person telling from like a first person point of view? It's like, let me tell you that I have made some bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who will let me tell you is only my second girlfriend of all time, said I'm invited for dinner with her and her parents. I was very aghast, nervous and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew it must be done. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind that I should do a comic bit, try and be a bit of a hilarious moment, to make a good first impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing and light-hearted. When I saw that baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be a very, very good idea if I pretended that I did not know what a potato was. That would be funny. Well, let me tell you, it backfired on my face, and I'll tell you how. So first, when the potato became on my plate, I acted very interested. I showed an expression on my face as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained way, curious and interested. They did notice and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, "This looks very interesting. what is this? And they stared at me, and my mother said, it's a baked potato. And I was saying, oh, interesting. A baked, what is it again? And she looked at me and was like, a potato. And I was like, a potato? Oh, interesting. Never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good. And then they didn't see that I was clowning, but thought that I really did not know what a potato was. So I know it would be very shamed, humiliated, and depressed and disgusted if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was act as if it was not a joke, but I committed to the act of pretending I didn't know what a potato was. They asked me very incredulously, did I really not know what a potato is? And that I'd never heard of a potato. And I went with it and told them, yes, I did not ever even hear of a potato. Not only have I never eaten a potato, I have never heard the word potato. This then went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting very confused and embarrassed by my screwed up antics, and then was more insistent about that I did not know what a potato was. And this is when my parents started thinking that I did not know what a potato was. So this is getting really bizarre now, isn't it? This went on for a bit. Well, let me tell you, I had committed 100% at this point, when I would not admit to knowing what a potato was. The father especially began to get annoyed, and at one point said something like, enough is enough. You're fucking with us. Admit it. And I said, sir, before today, I'd never heard of potato, and I still don't know what a potato is, other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you. I love it that this guy is kind of like, no, I'm standing by my principles here. Well, let me tell you, he got very annoyed and decided to take a bite of the potato. And when I did, I made a high-pitched noise and said, tastes very strange. That is when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, what are you doing? And my girlfriend went to some other room. The girlfriend's gone. The girlfriend's just like, I'm not having any part of this anymore. Finally, the father said I should get the fuck out of his house. That's a dream right there, getting kicked out of the house over a potato, and said I was irrational to treat me like this just because I'd never heard of a potato before. Well, let me tell you, he didn't take it kindly. Now in text messages, I've been telling my girlfriend I really didn't know what a potato was, and the only way I can ever get out of this is for them to buy that I didn't know what a potato is. I wish I'd never started it, but I can't go back. I think she will break up with me anyway, and that's how it ends. The fact that they're still together is quite astounding in itself, but I love it. I love it that he's now like committed to it. Just kind of like gone
Yeah, but that's
from that
like
situation.
it's like when you get to that point where you've went a wee bit too far in it and you have to carry on. Why a potato? Why not pick something else? Potato.
Oh God.
I wonder if they still hate him because he doesn't know what a potato is.
I wonder if he's still going along with it. Oh my God, that's a fantastic response. Someone's replied to it, just like, invite your girlfriend to meet your parents. Have your father take her aside and ask if potatoes were served at dinner with her parents. When she says yes, he looked alarmed, mutters something along the lines of, wanted to keep that from him, and never mentions the subject again.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh yeah, because you get too far, and then to come back makes you look like an absolute douchebag.
Yeah.
You have to keep going, but then you make yourself look like a douchebag anyway. Yeah, I wonder if she tells her grandkids, because it was 10 years ago. So he's probably about our age, right?
I'm guessing so. I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they did split up. I wonder if she has told that story to her kids about the boyfriend that didn't know what a potato was. Could like become legendary.
I'd love to hear the other side of it. I'd love to hear the other side of the potato story from her perspective. It'd probably start off along the lines of, I won't once out the biggest fucking idiot I've ever met in my life.
What is the weirdest person you have ever dated? What did they do? Well, fucked up dinner with my family over a potato.
I tell you what, that reminds me of one of my first jobs as a senior chef. It was on a Sunday, so obviously roast potatoes and mash are kind of like the big thing on roast dinners. And we got slammed. It was obviously a Sunday. There was like a football match on. We had football playing in one of like the back rooms. So it was like normally we'd serve like maybe 100 people, and it was like from 12 to like 6 the service time. And by 3 o'clock, we'd already done 240 meals. So it was kind of like that, like shift. It was like knickers.
Run out of fucking potatoes.
Well, it got to like 3 o'clock, and I was like, I almost had run out of roast potatoes and almost run out of mashed potatoes. And there was me and another chef there, and we were doing the service, and we had this pot washer that was like 24 years old. And I remember I said, like, in the panicky but very, very calm leadership voice, it was like, "Can you please go to the back? Can you please go to the back and peel me some potatoes?" And he was like, "Yes, chef." And I was like, "Right, I just need you to go to the back, peel the potatoes, and cut them into roasters." His response to me was like, "How do you want me to do that?" At first, I was just like, "Okay, he's asking me how to cut a potato into a roast potato or get them ready for roast potatoes." I was like, "Don't worry, just go in the back, peel them first, and then I'll come and show you how I want them cutting." Then he looked at me as a 24-year-old man, because that's what he is. You're 24, you are accomplished manager. He was like, "No, sorry, I've never peeled a potato before. How do you peel a potato?" And I literally looked at him, and I was just like, I wasn't sure whether I was angry at that point or just amazingly impressed that he'd made it through that far at life without ever having to peel a potato. It's kind of like
Nuts, though, isn't it?
It's an achievement.
Yeah.
To make it that far. Never.
Like, cause it's something you do with your mum, innit?
Yeah.
Peel the potatoes. Like, my mum used to bring the pot of potatoes into the living room and sit peeling them and chopping them while she was watching the telly with us. And then she'd go and cook them in the kitchen. Like,
Did you do that thing? Did you do that thing where, like, parents and grandparents get you to do mundane tasks, then like make it into a game? Like when I went over to my grandmother's house, she'd give us a pair of scissors and get us to go like cut the grass, and we'd have the time of our life. We'd sit there for hours cutting the grass with a pair of scissors.
okay, maybe not cutting the grass with a pair of scissors, but there was probably times in my life when my mum's told me to go do something to get me out of the way. Like, off you pop. But no, like, yeah, she used to bring the pot through, and it was never with a potato peeler either. It was with a knife.
Right.
It used to be with the knife. Potato peelers didn't exist in my house. My mum hated them. And I can see why the amount of times I've cut my finger with a potato peeler.
Your mother sounds very, very hardy.
But
She's got the kind of person that give you a club and basically say, "Right, go out the house, catch tonight's dinner," and you're running round.
probably, yeah, she's kind of cave woman. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, she used to come through with the pot. So we like knew how to peel potatoes pretty much from the age of 3. Okay, she never let us peel potatoes at 3, but we knew that. Like, my kids know how to peel stuff. Like, they can peel carrots, and so that's nuts. Everything's packaged now and pre-chopped, pre-ready to go in it.
Yeah.
So they don't need to peel shit. Don't peel shit. It's messy. Said that with a straight face. I don't know how. But yeah, it makes you wonder how many other people out there have never peeled a potato. Ask the audience, how many people have never peeled a fucking potato?
Yeah, if you are still listening to this and there is a capacity for you to be able to comment on whatever advertisement video is, if you are still listening, we'll know. This is how you capitalise on your vote for which one of us is technically the, in brackets, winner of the invented award that doesn't exist. If you've made it this far, whatever social media thing that you found this on, go to it and put if you've ever peeled a potato before.
Yeah.
And don't tell the other commenters or other listeners about the question. Yeah. Just say, I've never peeled a potato.
Yeah, because they'll be like...
See what happens.
Productive.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's kind of fucked up. 24-year-old never peeled a potato. That's nuts.
I would say I've met most, but no, I think that's it. I think that's the one moment I always look back on.
I mean, saying that, I'm only 37. That's not far behind how old I am now. That's crazy. I just said that to make myself feel better because that's old as fuck, really.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. If you insist, Brendon. Right. Okay. Well, don't worry. The whole thing's not.
Oh God, you've got a notepad.
No, it's just one page. You're all right. Look, it's blurred out. Hey. Right. So I did.
If a whiteboard pops down now, and you've got like a pull-down whiteboard or chalkboard that comes
with a brainstorm graph on it, right? No. So I was going to do tea bags we chucked some ideas in my mod chat, and I'm a big tea drinker, so I mean, you could tap me IV and it would be tea that came out. That's how bad I am. Like, I go through 240 tea bags in like 3 days. Not a word of a lie. Yeah, I drink a lot of tea. So I'm like 90% of the British tea drinking community.
You've passed the tea. Oh no, well there was that thing. What was it? Like last month, it was the tea alarm, wasn't it? That Americans thought there was a genuine thing. It like got to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the alarm went off around.
And we have a tea alarm because, I mean, that goes without saying. Americans make tea in microwave.
Yeah, no.
No offense, Americans, but you need to learn how to make fucking tea. So yeah, it started off with tea bag, and then I looked today because I know quite a lot about tea bags. I've drunk a lot of tea. I'm somewhat of an expert. And there was like 5 facts on tea bags, and I was like, well, that's shit. So I took the bag out of the tea and decided just to do tea because there's lots. Look, oh, you can't see. What
I can't see.
So, right. So tea bags are awesome. I've got lots of facts for you, but I'll pick out the best ones. Right. So just so you know, it's 2025. Yeah, as I was saying, 3 billion cups of tea are consumed daily in the world. Billion. 3 fucking billion. Tell you, I'm one of them. Like, 2 billion, really. Right? So, and obviously, like, cool shit. Like, the global tea industry is worth 207 billion at the end of 2024. So it's a lot of pennies in tea bags. So, I'll leave my controversial till last, right?
Yeah.
Because don't want to piss people off too quickly for them to leave.
Plus, we want them to hang around and listen to the end.
Yeah, because tea's interesting. Right, so here's one for you guys. You ever sit with some idiot and they're like, when they slurp their tea, right? And you're like, will you shut up? Right, in China, slurping your tea is actually a form of respect. So if somebody comes to your house and sits and slurps your tea, respect, man. But it is in China. It's a sign of respect if somebody slurps a tea. The louder the slurp, the better it is. That is a true fact. I am not lying.
I'm sure I've heard that before. I've heard one of those videos about what people do. Apparently, when you move somewhere, you're meant to get everybody else gifts rather than people give you gifts. Yeah, apparently they have like a different thing about gifting other people rather than gifting yourself. And if you are leaving a job, it's a tradition for you to gift all of your other office workers or people you work with.
Well, you can see that, yeah, but you might want to cut this because my child just came in. I'm doing a podcast with Brendon. Don't you flip me off. Yeah, so it's big respect to slurp your tea. It's a sign of respect. Louder the slurp, the more respect you have for whoever's made your cup of tea. So now I'm going to go around and be really slurpy when I'm in somebody's house and they make me tea.
Sorry, I'm Chinese.
Cultural appropriation.
Pull out the Chinese flag and a picture of the emperor.
Yeah, because it was Chinese emperor that found tea, wasn't it?
Yeah, just like start barring someone else's.
Apparently, tea was discovered on accident too.
I can believe that.
Yeah, because a leaf from the tea blew into hot water, apparently, or some form of water. And when they tried it, they were like, meh, tastes quite nice, that does. Boom, tea. And tea only comes from one plant. There's only one type of tea plant, like our genius of plants that make tea. I'm not saying the word. You can fucking Google it because it's really big and really weird. And I'm Scottish, and that doesn't work ever. Okay. I actually have it here somewhere.
I'm just looking for the word now. Word.
Camellia sinensis, I think. Okay, so it wasn't as big as I thought it was.
Camellia sinensis, yeah, sinuses.
Yeah. See, the first word we're good with. The second word was like, okay. So, yeah, there's only one plant that you can make tea from. So my controversial, shall I just drop the first controversial and right now?
Yeah, why not?
So as for saying, you want to stay and listen to this because I've got some cool facts about tea. Fruit and mint teas are not actually teas. So you're drinking your wee fruity tea and your sleepy time tea. It's not tea, right? So that's the least insulting of the comments I have.
There is currently about 45,000 of the latest, what are they, Gen Ys and no.
Oh God, they're now teased off of me. Come at me.
Yeah, that's it. They can feel their back creasing. They've never heard.
They're
of
like
this.
hackles are up, man.
It's when you tell it's going to be. It's like those teas aren't teas, and avocados aren't natural.
No, they're not. They're also extremely cruel. So if you're vegan, we're just gonna, I'll just leave it with the word vegan, and you'll know where I'm going with that. We don't want to piss too many people off in one. Right. So there are. Where the fuck is that comment? Hang on, I need to sort out my list. Right, okay, so I'm going to have to look on here because apparently I didn't. Oh, I did. There are over 1,500 different types of tea.
Tea leaves.
Well, varieties of tea. So I'm assuming it's tea leaves and millions of different blends. So the plant makes different flavours and then we smush them all together and make even more flavour. If that makes sense.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah, there's 1,500 varieties of tea. However they make that.
And none of those varieties involve
and they
fruit.
all come from one plant. No more fruit. You're correct.
I was waiting for it. I was like, please tell me one of those varieties of tea has got some fruit or something in there.
Yeah, well, potato. It's not. It's potatoes. Potato's a vegetable. Potato should be a fruit, I think, like tomatoes.
No, wasn't there like a classification of what a fruit is?
Yeah, but that means I've got to Google something. I don't want to fall down. Don't want to fall down that rabbit hole. Well, pineapple's a fruit. I think it's the way it grows, isn't it?
It says
on a vine or.
A fruit is the mature ovary of a flowering plant containing seeds that can develop into new plants. In common usage, fruit typically refers to a sweet or sour seed-bearing plant. So it has to be seed-bearing. So potatoes aren't obviously seed-bearing; they are a tuber.
Yeah. Okay.
Do bananas have seeds?
Yes, they do. If you cut a banana open, they've got little black. That's what their seeds are. I think that's banana seeds. I don't eat bananas. I don't like bananas. Do you want to know a fun fact?
Of course.
Because it's not technically about tea. But in the UK in 1999, official figures stated that 37 people were injured by tea causes.
What? Tea causes?
Causes.
Oh, cozies.
37 people were injured by tea causes.
How?
Nobody knows.
That's going to be one of those things like potatoes, ain't it? It's just like
yeah.
That was it. Worldwide. This is not like an official statistic that's being like collected and recorded, but worldwide there has been on average about 16,000 instances per year where a potato has had to be removed from a human whole.
I can see, yeah. I think I've actually probably saw x-rays sometime in the last 10 years of said potato.
Yeah.
Before it was removed.
And when I last read that, it was one of those things where it kind of like, it said no reasons were given to how the potatoes found their way into a human body in the instances. So I feel like, is the cozies kind of one of those situations where it's been a related injury?
I can see while they were all so not recorded properly.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, how do you explain?
How do you explain how a potato? What were you doing with the potato? No, we know what you were doing with the potato, but why? Why do people need to put things in there?
I was cleaning the bathroom naked, had a sack of potatoes on the floor, and I just got some aloe vera to moisturise every inch of my skin, and I tripped over on the sink.
I fell on the potato.
But that doesn't explain tea cozies. In what situation?
No, there's no explanation. It just says your guess is as good as ours. But it's 37 people in a year. I don't know what the statistics are after 97, but that's a lot of people getting injured by tea cozies.
They just stopped recording. They were just like, this is ridiculous.
Right, okay, let's. So milk was initially not used for tea. Like we drink tea with milk.
Right.
But initially the milk was poured into the fine china so that when you put the hot water, it would protect china.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I have useful facts.
Yes, no, I've heard that before.
Yeah. So that, and then people were like, oh, this is quite nice. So now we have tea here. And actually, it's funny now that we usually pour the milk in after.
No, because I read somewhere that apparently, depending on how fine your china was, apparently it'd be a way of showing off to your guests. If you poured the hot water in the china and it didn't crack or break, it showed that you had the good china.
It's good china, that. But yeah, that's why we used milk and tea initially, and people enjoyed it. But in Tibet, they don't drink milk and tea; they use butter.
Oh.
So they have butter tea. And apparently, the tea is made using salt and butter, and obviously tea. And apparently, we've not to knock it until we try it.
I take it there is a very particular kind of tea that they have over there. You can't just go to.
I mean, it's something I could look into for possibly.
I don't know. I've got a pack of Yorkshire tea.
I've got Tetley.
Oh no, that's going to be the third controversial thing. Which one's the best tea?
Which one is the best tea? We'll leave that with the guys who can decide. I'm not unknown to have a wee cup of Clipper because I'm posh like that sometimes. I actually used to only buy it for the tin. I used to buy it for the tin. The wee tea caddy it came in. So yeah,
I miss tins.
That takes me on to the tea caddy. The tea caddy was invented, so tea used to be locked in a box because it's so expensive and worth so much money. They used to lock it away. That's what a tea caddy is.
Yeah,
used to be a currency. Historical.
I feel like I've heard of that. But
yeah, tea was a currency, and it was worth so much they used to have to lock it in a wee tea caddy so nobody could make the tea. I'd be fucked back then. I would have been fucked, man. I'd have been in jail and everything for dropping the tea. Oh, weird. So now I've got maybe like 2 or 3 left before I insult the living daylights out of everybody who drinks tea. So, bug-bitten tea is a tea where they don't use pesticides. They welcome the bugs because the bugs nosh on the plant leaves, and then the plant releases a chemical called terpenes or something. Don't kick me if that's the wrong pronunciation. And it releases natural sweetness into the tea. So it's called bug-bitten tea.
I'm sure we've had some. No. Yes. No, that I'm sure it's true. I'm sure that I don't know whether this is any relation. But I'm sure in cooking we have looked up ingredients and it's like obscure names that are like really, really long Latin names. And when you look at them, it's bugs or it's insects that have been like.
Yeah, because the plants release hormones that change the way things taste. It's weird. Plants are cool. So that brings me on to the next thing. It takes 12 years for a tea plant to produce seeds. And it takes a further 3 years of growing for that plant to be able to be harvested. 15 years
15 years for a cup of
for
tea.
a fucking cup of tea. Yeah, and also decaffeinated tea is probably not as good for you as we're led to believe, because it's made by soaking the tea leaves in an organic solvent.
Oh, what's the solvent?
I have no fucking idea.
But it's not natural.
apparently it's organic, but it's questionable. I have to Google that. I'm going to have to see. This is what I mean. The rabbit hole, Brendon. The rabbit hole's fucking massive.
You've got me thinking now. You've got me thinking of
Yeah, because now you want to go
ingredients.
fucking look. It's so bad.
No, you go.
I'll do the searching. Obviously, we know tea contains more caffeine per gram than coffee does.
Yeah.
Coffee is just more condensed and concentrated in the cup, which is why 1 cup of coffee makes you bug-eyed and 10 cups of tea. I'm still going.
You're
But
not
yeah.
here right now.
Panda dung tea.
Panda dung.
Panda dung tea.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no, I'm invested in this one.
Okay, so panda dung tea is where the fertilizer they use is obviously panda dung. So it's not like you're not drinking panda shit. Well, you technically are.
Yeah.
So it's fertilized with panda dung because obviously panda dungs eat bamboo. Panda dung doesn't eat bamboo. Pandas eat bamboo.
It's just random
Panda
creature
dung
that-
is in my head now. That's it. So yeah, it makes a specialised tea called panda dung tea, and I'm not sure how accurate this is to 2025, but
gotta be
16
true.
cups of panda dung tea will put you back $3,500 for 16 cups. Because
And the tea before was financial currency?
yes, 3,500. I don't know how accurate that is to 2025, but you know,
Yeah, but
Tasty.
it's from obviously that part of the world where the most weird and obscure things have so weird high financial value.
I suppose it's like that. Is it the coffee bean that comes from monkey shit?
Goats. I think it's goats.
There's a coffee bean. I'm thinking of a bean. I'm sure it's coffee, where it comes from dung, and the creatures eat it, and then
Oh, the tree cats things that eat
Yeah.
coffee beans and
that's coffee in it. Yeah,
yeah.
tea and coffee, man. Like we can't live without them, but you know we've got some of the weirdest shit going on. Literally,
We have.
the weirdest shit. So, like, let me see what have we got. What have we got left? Try not to insult people too early. Yeah, so you know, black tea in China is actually red tea. We just call it black tea, and black tea, most of them are used making verbal shizzle. I'm talking too much about tea. Yeah, so most black teas are made using tea from Ceylon. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but we don't care.
No, we don't.
Oh, wait, now it's known as Sri Lanka. Well, you could have just, like, cut that whole bit out. We didn't need that. So most black teas are made using tea from Sri Lanka.
Oh. Why that part of the world?
I have no idea. But before I insult everybody, before I give you my last lovely fact that'll piss half of Scotland and Britain off, making tea is much environmentally friendly than making coffee.
Wait,
Right.
why? Why is it?
To make a litre of coffee, over 1,120 litres of water is used in comparison to 120 litres of water for tea.
That's a lot of water difference.
That's a fucking heck of a lot. But yeah, I don't know whether that takes into the production side of coffee and tea, but yeah, it's like 1,000 litres less water for tea drinkers than it is for coffee drinkers.
You see,
Tea
that's that
wins.
rabbit hole.
It's
That's
that
that
rabbit
rabbit
hole,
hole.
massive.
You want to know why?
That's like, there's 33 facts on this one page alone. I've only taken a handful of them. So, piss everybody off now. Right, so here's my last one.
That laugh. That's a.
So UK consumes 165 million cups of tea a day.
Right.
But Turkey is the biggest tea drinking nation.
Turkey.
And there you go. Now I've pissed everybody off. Turkey is the biggest tea drinking nation. It beats Britain.
We're not even real, are we?
Yeah.
So Turkey is Britain.
Turkey drinks more tea and celebrates tea. How do you celebrate tea? I celebrate tea every time I put the kettle on, man.
Oh yeah. So what is like Britain's like drink then?
I mean, that's per capita, but Turkey per capita kicks our butt for tea
Okay.
drinking. Let's
There's
see
a bit of solace there.
popular drinkers in Britain. I mean, it'll probably tell us tea.
Probably tell a pie.
It'll be beer. It will probably be beer.
Yeah.
So, it's telling me tea and coffee, but it's obviously not because we're not the biggest tea drinking nation. Turkey is. It's the highest percentage drunk daily by tea, but soft drinks and alcoholic beverages share the market with tea and coffee, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That rabbit hole's massive, Brendon. Don't do it.
No.
Just don't fucking do it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
gonna
want to know where those 1,000 litres go.
It must be in production. I mean, rinsing the beans off, maybe? Because you can't really rinse tea leaves off, can you?
I wonder if it's something to do with the energy. Because obviously, what is tea? Tea's just drying the leaves.
Tea's drying the leaves, and
Coffee's roasting them.
how would you word that for Google? God help anybody who checks my internet browsing history. Right, why does grown coffee use more water?
Unless it was the growing.
Maybe. During its life cycle, so including growing, processing and transporting the beans, as well as the actual brewing process. So it's the whole thing. Coffee
That is
from
a
start
point.
to finish.
Right, so.
Takes approximately 140 litres of water to produce 1 cup of coffee.
I'm just looking now. I
Yeah,
get 50.
yeah.
I get 52 cups
52 cups of coffee.
out of this one, and then I get 80 out of this one.
So it says 140 litres of water to produce a single cup of coffee, whereas to produce a single cup of tea, it only takes 34 litres. So that's from the life cycle, from planting it, growing it, harvesting it, and producing it to be able to be drunk.
So
That's
save
crazy,
the planet.
isn't
Save the planet and drink tea.
Drink tea and don't drink decaffeinated. Right, let's also check what the solvent is used to decaffeinate tea. Methylene chloride.
That sounds like something you'd definitely be like arrested for.
That sounds sounds interesting. It's organic, isn't it? Or ethyl acetate. They both sound.
Yeah, that's definitely a sound, isn't it? That's definitely something that you'd stand in a dock like a magistrate's or a Karen court and just be like, this is what you've been caught possessing.
Why did your house blow up? It's organochlorine compound. Colorless, volatile liquid. It fucking is.
Volatile liquid.
With a chloroform-like sweet odour. Holy shit!
It's a drug.
You're not drink decaffeinated tea, Jesus! See, like, you gotta watch till the end because nobody will know this if they cut it after 5 minutes of potato talk. That is nuts. Shall I? What happens if? What happens?
What happens if you drink 2 grams of this?
You ingest it essentially causes carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh fucking hell! You do what? And this is decaffeinated tea.
This is how they take the caffeine out of tea. Employees exposed to methylene chloride are increased risk of developing cancer, adverse effects on the heart, central nervous system, and liver, skin, or eye irritation. That's only the people that work with it. Exposure may occur through inhalation, absorption through the skin, or contact with the skin. And people are drinking that and not fucking knowing how it's done.
This is it. We're blowing everything up. Literally, like next week, front page news. It'd be like decaf tea drinkers are giving themselves carbon monoxide poisoning.
Their Scottish bird on TikTok reveals all.
God.
Yeah, like that's crazy, and that's only the people that work with it. That's not like it's got. I know it's rinsed off, but there's surely got to be some of that left in compound form in the tea leaf.
Well, I mean, we've got the world of microplastics now, haven't we? We're just like consuming.
Yeah, your microplastics, your fucking methylene chloride,
your meth.
toxicological profiles for methylene chloride. Hi. Cases studies of methylene chloride poisoning during paint stripping operations. Jesus fucking. Methylene chloride hazardous substance fact sheet. If anybody would like a copy of that hazardous substance fact sheet, please send an email to my TikTok. And I will send it you. So yeah, like the rabbit hole is insane. Like the tea industry.
I've already started the rabbit hole.
Now I'm going to fall down another rabbit hole.
Well, the thing is, I started searching like chemical composures and things, and then I came across something about does vanilla flavouring actually come from a beaver's ass?
Vanilla flavouring does, the extract doesn't. It comes there's the wording's the difference. So extracted from vanilla is extracted from vanilla. Essence is essentially from the beaver's butt. And yes, it is right. Believe me.
Beavers produce a sticky brown substance called castoreum, is that right? From their castor sacs, located near the anuses. This substance is used by beavers to mark their territory. Well, there we are. As a vanilla-like aroma, historical use, some sources suggest that castoreum has been used for medical purposes, flavouring foods and perfumes for centuries. So,
yeah.
Catch yourself a beaver, get some vanilla essence.
You know what the worst part about that is? Like, vanilla is my favourite scent.
Hey, darling, you got perfume delivered beaver.
I'm walking around smelling like a beaver's ass.
What a compliment to give somebody.
You smell like a beaver's butt.
Someone is going to save this. Someone is going to save this and use that in like an appealment tribunal or something like that.
God, make me a Jeffy. Meme me up.
It would be, wouldn't it? Just like, someone's got to have used it before. Like, I don't know, like chatting to like work colleagues and just like saying, "Oh, that fucking Jeff smells like a right fucking ass." And then Jeff's overheard it and taken that person to like HR or management meeting. Just like, no, it was a beaver's ass. That was what I was on about. It smells like vanilla every single day he comes in.
Yeah, I wonder if the vanilla scent in my vanilla, it's body spray, but it's vanilla. I wonder if it's beaver's blood.
You're gonna look now.
Gonna go and check all my fucking smells now. It seems like beaver's butthole in there. Hey, do you know what? It's 2025. We've got to get with the program.
Just want to know. I want to know, like, if they do use it, how they like what's the farm? Do they have like a farm, or do they have like a production line where there's like
Would you
a
like me
beaver?
to go that, Brendon? How do
If you don't tell me there's a picture of a beaver chained up, arms and legs stretched apart, with a machine.
beaver caster? Oh my god! Oh, rip beaver.
Sorry.
The beaver has to die.
Oh God, no,
I don't like vanilla much anymore.
no.
How many beavers have I murdered? So they're hunted. I'm assuming. Well, that took a dark turn, Brendon,
no.
real fast.
No, that could. I don't even want to ask the question of how many beavers does it take? No, how many beavers does it take to produce an appropriate amount of vanilla
Many beaver casters. 'Cause
essence? This is horrible. I don't want to know, but I want to know.
to make
I wanted
one.
to be like one beaver died, so that 100,000 like vanilla perfumes can be produced.
See now, they've dumped all over this and they've covered this up because now they're saying that beaver casters do not make vanilla extract.
There's a
guy.
guy in an office somewhere that deals with this. That's now trying to cover everything up. It's like, shit, they're onto us. Quickly, cover everything up. Replace all the pages. We don't use beavers anymore.
I actually think I have the screenshots from when this first came out that say that it does come from beavers. Now it's saying it's a myth. When something says it's a myth, it genuinely means that it's not a myth and we're being lied to.
You heard it here first. 3 cups of chaos. Covering up the big stories.
Yeah, look, listen to this. The idea that beaver glands are used in vanilla flavouring is a common myth, often fueled by misinformation circulating online. How much did they get paid to edit that?
We're onto you. You can't hide from us.
Let's say 1 bottle of perfume. Might get refined. It's impossible to give a precise number of beaver casters needed for 1 bottle of perfume. The amount depends on the desired intensity of specific perfume formulation.
Surely there's got to be a thing, a number somewhere.
This is a powerful fixative. Only a tiny amount is needed in perfume formula. Well, why
Yeah, but
didn't you
what's-
say that?
Yeah, but what's the beaver to perfume ratio? Like, how many perfumes do you get out of one beaver?
Well, there's 2 casters per 1 beaver.
Right.
Oh my god.
Beaver.
Due to ethical concerns and availability of synthetic alternatives, real castoreum is rarely used in modern perfumery. So they
They've not
don't
said
do
no.
it
They've
anymore.
not said no.
It is a small amount. It doesn't tell me how small the small amount is.
Yeah, but beavers aren't big animals, are they? They're small themselves.
Instructions for making 10% tincture of cat beaver butt oil. Oh my god, they are horrible. They look like mountain oysters. It still doesn't tell me. An alcohol tincture of beaver castors is 10% castor to 95% ethanol. So it's like, this is a big rabbit hole, Brendon.
Right, okay. How much? how much?
Oh God, it looks as bad as it sounds.
Sorry, it what?
The oil. Beaver castors is leaking oil on the picture, and then below it there's a picture of a fucking beaver. It's well cute. Obviously, it's
Fuck me, no. I just put how much castoreum is produced by a beaver. And I know it's not right, but literally the first one that's come up is roughly 300 pounds. That's a lot. No, that's surely not.
Is that over the lifespan of the beaver?
Oh God.
So 9 times the weight of the castors is the alcohol content. That really doesn't help us.
Oh, apparently the overall consumption, I say consumption, in the food industry today is about 100 kilograms throughout the whole food industry. That's how much castoreum is used.
You imagine how much that was like 30, 40 years ago, though. Immense. Yeah, 10 grams of castor to 90 grams of alcohol.
Right. Okay.
And it keeps for many years and even ages and develops as time goes on. So it's a maturing smell. I'm going to have to check my perfume now to see if there's ingredients on it.
Laura, there are currently about 8 people currently checking their perfume. There are people that started listening to this that had a giggle, and then we've got to the latter part, and there are people now checking their perfume.
I've got to check since I've got beaver butt in my perfume. It looks like I do. I haven't seen it yet. It's got citronelle. It's got blackberry juice.
Blackberry juice.
Blackberry juice. Is that like euthanism?
It's going to be something else.
Beaver butt.
There's going to be a bird somewhere.
Tell you something, there better not be beaver butt in my fucking £70 perfume. There's only 9 of that perfume left in existence, and I have one of them.
God dang it. Stop it. Apparently beavers produce about 100 to 200 grams. That's a lot of beavers.
10 grams to make 100 millilitres of
perfume. So every beaver can produce about 10 to 20 perfumes.
Not bad.
No, that's a good conversion rate, isn't it?
I mean, it's unfortunate that to get the glands, they've got to... Well,
yeah, I mean, what's roughly that in like beaver? No, like like when it says like 100,000. No, it's what did it say? 100 kilograms. My brain's not working and I can't think. So if you say 200 grams. Oh. Is that
that's
right?
quite a lot from one beaver.
100 kilograms. So, I mean, it's per year, it's 500 beavers that have to sacrifice themselves for our vanilla obsessions.
Well, they've just reintroduced beavers over here, have they not?
What for? There's gonna be a
In the UK,
guy.
I know they reintroduced bison. I'm sure they reintroduced beaver over here.
2026, the year when the vanilla flavour returns.
The mass vanilla harvest. Get your vanilla. Vanilla's going to take over and replace the tea caddies. We'll have vanilla caddies.
Yeah, that'll be it.
For the castellums.
The thing is, I feel like I'm going to have a second thought now because if I go out, like my go-to is like vanilla lattes. That's like my go-to.
I'd still drink it.
I'll probably still drink it, but I'll still be like, how many beavers?
See, I'm mochas, so I have my chocolate. But I don't actually like chocolate, which is like a myth. I do not like chocolate. But I'll have a chocolate coffee.
It's different though, ain't it?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like vanilla. I like anything that's vanilla scent and vanilla flavoured. I mean, everybody does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't actually think I've met anybody that does not like vanilla.
Sorry, I'm just joking.
We might now meet lots of people that don't want to try leave vanilla.
That'll be it now. The vanilla sales around the world will just like suddenly plummet.
Decaffeinated tea's going to plummet as well.
Yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it.
Oh, have your daily cup of mess. You were waiting for it. I wonder how close.
That'll be it. Just like loads of people give up on decaffeinated tea, and then just like there'll be a new collection.
Kelly will sue me.
There'll be a new collection of people that'll be like the druggies will be standing outside the big supermarkets. Like, can you get me
Beavers, get your decaf.
big guy in a big trench coat. Decaf. Which ones do you want? Got PG tips. Got Yorkshire tea. You choose the blend.
Yeah, no. Didn't hear it from me. I said nothing.
Just read things out. That's what we did.
That witch over there. No. Yeah, the rabbit holes are insane. Like, we don't look into things, right? Until somebody approaches me and goes, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast where we talk about boring shit?"
Yeah. I don't think anything's been
Yeah,
boring.
sounds like a good idea. Let's do it.
Potatoes, tea bags, meth, and beavers' butts.
But it's like, yeah, like we all know where meat comes from. We all know where eggs come from. We all know about that industry. We're all like super critical about dairy farming and all that shit. Meanwhile, in the tea industry, they're decaffeinating our tea with methylene chloride. We'd never have known. Like the doctors are like, "Oh, drink decaf. Decaf's good for you." Hey, I don't think so. I don't think so, pal. So yeah, like the rabbit hole for tea is insane. Like I'm only like down one page of about 18 different search things that came up for tea, because you can fall down how like they make the different blends and shit. That's a whole nother little bottle. I feel like you've started a thing here, Brendon.
That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about we'll be doing this next month, and you'll just be outside a tea factory chained to a fence. Just be like, "We're never consuming tea ever again."
Feeding an elephant a banana. Because that's how it got there up that hill. On the back of Nelly. No. I was quite interested though, but yeah, just try and steer clear of I'm going to have to figure out something better than tea to do, because I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. I had five facts about tea bags. I was like, let's take the bag off and just do the tea. And I'm just like, no shit.
At least the base market is set. I found some interesting things about potatoes.
Mm-hmm. You taught people some shit about history too.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a good benchmark, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good, a good one to start off with, and then we'll have to see if we can steal somebody to become the third cup for the next one.
Not Wisescapes, because you'll talk for fucking hours.
Even better.
I mean, no, he's quite knowledgeable though, as Wisescapes. Like when I when I need to know something, I go to Wisescapes.
All the interesting stuff.
All the interesting shit. Oh my god, the subtext of shit in this life has been insane, from panda poo to monkey shit to beaver butts.
There's gonna be loads of hashtags about all these different things. We should
Panda dung tea.
yeah. That's a point. What would happen if you grew a potato in panda dung?
Would it become
Panda dung potato.
bamboozled?
I love the wordplay. I love the wordplay. That's fantastic. I am stealing that. Oh god.
Oh, my brain sometimes never lets me down. Like, it just came out. There was no stopping it.
Bamboozled. Oh, fantastic. Oh.
Eh,
Yeah?
eh.
Is there a tea called Bamboozled that's like panda dung?
Bamboozled. There is actually a bamboozled tea. It's apple, bamboo leaves, peach, pineapple, and rosebuds.
Oh, damn.
Caffeine free.
No, we're not interested. Don't need your meth.
It's called bamboozled. What else?
Their sales are skyrocket now.
Bamboo leaf tea. We can get bamboo leaf tea.
That should be okay.
No. I think we'll pass on that.
But then has
It's not actually technically tea.
no. Yeah, is it well, say if it's decaffeinated, what's in there that needs to be decaffeinated? That needs to be injected with meth for it to not be caffeinated. Sure, there's got to be something in there.
I don't know. I think because it's technically not got tea in it.
It's just it's one of those things, ain't it? Where they've done it for
Infusion,
like,
isn't it?
yeah, they've done it for marketing purpose, like when you have a
Yeah.
digestive biscuit and it says suitable for vegans or suitable for vegetarians.
Here's
Yeah, like
another one. Bamboozled Mirage, Adios teas, black tea. Okay, so now that is a tea because there's black tea in there.
Ah, okay.
Right, so that's got I'm just looking. Oh, these are loose teas, matcha. They have fucking horoscope teas,
Horoscope teas.
Aries, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus. That is insane. What is actually in them? They're actual tea. Oolong and white teas infused with peach. Reward Taurus with stout. They're teas that have been made with ingredients to like comfort. Like it's just weird how to describe this without sounding like an absolute nut. I mean, you're halfway there already. But you know, like they're used with things that are common in astrology for what, you know, like crystals for Aries and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got like the birthstones and shit. Well, it's using fruit. So it's got for relaxing, it's got apple pieces, marigold petals, and things like that in it for Taurus. That's insane. Apricot. That's nuts. And they've got it for all the horoscopes.
For a second, I thought it was like different feelings and energies based on the different horoscopes. Like you get like the Aquarius, and it's like kind of like you'll have the tea, but you'll not be sure whether you can be arsed today or not.
No, it is essentially made to complement that zodiac sign's personality traits. White and green tea infused with fruit flavours will become a staple in a Cancerian's well-stocked cupboard. Cancers love to maintain comfortable home and serve their family after dinner tea. So it's taken. That's insane. That's so cute, but it's insane. Green tea, white tea, rose hips, chamomile flowers, rubiose tea, apple petals, apricot, peppermint leaves, apricots. Did I say? Oh, natural apricot flavouring. Blue cornflowers, marigold flowers, and natural pear flavours. So it's taking like the flowers for your star sign and chucking them in a fucking tea. That's crazy shit. I love that. So look at this rabbit hole's insane. That is actually a tea because it's got tea in it. They aren't infusions. I'm going to have to look at this and see if we can find a Pisces now. That's it.
Laura's going to be bankrupt next month. She'll have bought all this
I'm going to have no tea money left. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Why is that doing that?
I have no idea. But there's a chocolate bourbon tea ball.
I've got chocolate bourbons now.
Right, well, you can get a chocolate bourbon ball tea.
Is that for a specific horoscope?
No, that's just honeybush tea, cocoa nibs, or cacao nibs, rose hips, chicory, white cornflowers. That is insane. I wonder if it tastes like warm bourbon. Rubio's nutcracker tea, cranberry cream tea, coconut snow chai. Let's see what it did there. Reindeer fuel. That's brilliant. Yuletide toddy. They're called frosted favourites. So they're Christmas teas.
They've really thought about this, haven't they?
Yeah. That's nuts. And it's loose tea. I'm going to start drinking loose tea. I'm going to be posh.
You're going to have to send me
I'm going to
across.
slurp real loud whilst I'm doing it. No, like, I'm going to have to look into some of this. Yeah, because you've got all your energy boost teas. You've got Japanese teas, Chinese teas, nut and spice teas. Oh my God, look what has happened.
I know, this is fantastic.
Earl Grey Moonlight. I think that's the tea that if you put lemon juice in it, it turns purple.
What?
Yeah, there's a tea out there that it's actually an infusion. It's not tea, but it's an infusion. It's a flower.
Just gonna throw that in
Flower
there.
that when you pour it, the tea is like yellow, like tea, but when you add lemon juice, causes a chemical reaction, raises the pH, and it turns purple. Can't remember what flower it is though. Silver needle tea, white blueberry, lemongrass, berry blast, honeybush banana nut. I don't know why that irritated me. Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it?
It is.
You got all your wellness teas. I like how they put tea bags right at the bottom.
These are the things you don't want.
Ooh, they've got jasmine tea. I used to love drinking jasmine tea when I was a kid.
You know what? As far as teas, I've had Earl Grey and lemon and this. Oh well, this will kind of no right. Okay, before we continue, shall we end and figure out how the hell we say goodbye?
Yeah, how do we do that?
It's been weird.
I've been wacky.
I found it fantastic.
Yeah, it was quite good fun.
I think there's a room to do one once a month and just
Yeah,
nonsense.
and we can find some of the weirdest shit to talk about because I thought tea was going to be too easy, but in fact, it turned out to be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Not a
suppose-
lot of people know about tea and potatoes. Now they do.
Well, they didn't. Now they
Now they know a lot.
no, well they know some things.
They know stuff.
But they now need to decide on who made it the most interesting or feel that they've gained the most value from.
Well, you might win because I pissed off Britain.
Yeah, but I pissed off Britain as well. I exposed the Irish
Potato
famine.
famine.
Yeah, so maybe we're
Potato
equal.
famine versus Britain are not the biggest tea drinking population.
Yeah,
It's a close one, isn't it?
it is. But then whoever wins then obviously introduces the next episode is like the gloating ride.
I might make some teabag earrings. It's been great.
Yeah, I found it fantastic. So I suppose we say goodbye, don't we? And just like say goodbye to the listeners. I think
If anybody's left,
they've not made it yet.
they've fucked up. They're away for a cup of decaf and a potato.
Whilst getting out all their perfume collections, just be like,
They've made a potato cake.
Oh my god!
It's been good.
Well, I've been Brendon, and that's Laura over there.
Somewhere.
This has been 3 Cups of Chaos with 2 cups. It's been brilliant. We will potentially see you next month if we've not been arrested or apprehended or put in
Or lynched. Or sued.
So yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you later. Have fun.
God.